Derek went to Olds College in Alberta, and I went to U of R. And it wasn't until Derek was done college and I was still in university that we started dating and got married. And once we started our family and started spending more time at home and helping out more with the farm, and here we are 16 years later. People drive by and they wonder, why are two crops growing together, or what are all those piles north of your place, or, so I think to some people we maybe look kind of crazy.
We've been doing all of our broadleaf since, I don't even know, maybe 13. We soon learned that the intercrops worked awesome. So 14 was and then all of our broadleafs are intercrop. It just works so well. With this biological inoculant, this biological kickstart that guys are doing with this mob grazing, that maybe we can do we can make compost, biologically active compost, and do the same thing. Sure. And then Tanis was a high school biology teacher by trade. That was what she took at U of R. So it just the light bulb come on that I need to come home and tell Tanis about this.
Well, he came home and told me that I could get a microscope. So I was like, yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
But then I learned there's maybe more to it.
So that's when things really started to make dramatic changes, I guess, would have been in that 2014. We were kind of getting there, but we sort of felt like we had maybe kind of plateaued. And then when this whole, let's, rebuild the soil food web, it really stuck with us. And the other thing I think is that I wish I would have known then what I know now is the most important thing we can do is have a plant growing. Have a plant growing.
Yeah, a live root in the soil.
A live root in the soil the compost is one thing. It's more of an inoculant, but at the end of the day, it's the plant root exudates that feed the biology, that drive the system, that puts the carbon in the soil, that makes the system work. Our next step for us is, we're assuming, is we're trying to relay seed. We're trying to have something growing the whole time. So we're trying to relay seed our cover crops, so our cover crops are growing through our annual crop maturity. So they're growing. So we have this overlapping. And then in theory, we can double our carbon input in 1 year. Well, I think probably the biggest thing has been the reduction of stress.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd say so. That's something. So we've definitely, we've cut back our input costs dramatically, right? And been able to maintain yields to a point where we're happy. Mm-hmm. But we have, that being said, we've also wound up investing more money into equipment for lots of reasons. But some of it being experimental, some of it being, this compost thing does take some time and some unusual equipment, but it's working out.
2017 was a perfect example when we'd really cut back that year, but it turned out to be a drought, and we got about an inch of rain the whole entire growing season, and
35 millimeters.
35 millimeters. So when it came down to harvest, we did have a crop, not a lot, but we didn't have all these bills